Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
These couple of old Mac fans nearly forgot to start the show because we started just talking about projects and things to do. But at least one of us was paying attention. That's all it requires is just one person.
Just one.
To mind the wheel. Yes. The other person can drift
Mac
off.
Down Under. Joshua Curtis. Hello.
All right. We are back. I had an old friend come by and visit. Flew in from out of town, so that's why I had to call an audible last week. Yeah, he and I were roommates 30 plus years ago, and we've kept in touch. I'm trying to remember what kind of Mac he had back then. I was rocking a Power Mac 6100 66 back then, and he had, I want to say like an LC475 or something like that.
Okay.
Something
nice
like
old
that.
School stuff.
Yeah. And he stayed Mac all the way through. All right, let's kick off the show. Let me find my notes, otherwise I won't know.
Oh,
what
Matthew
day it
has
is.
joined us as well. We got Australia in the house.
All right. All right, let's go in. Oops. Let's see if we can straighten that out. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 711 for June 30th, 2025. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
How are you today?
I'm doing quite well.
You've got...
Life is going well.
Aha! See, I tied that in. We said we were going to talk about... They call it the game of life, but it's really a simulation of sorts.
Simulation.
Is it really running in the background? On which computer? On the...
Well, I was running on both until...
the screensavers kicked
a moment ago. Let's see here. So the Bill Atkins... I'm sorry, Bill Atkinson one's running on this one, and then I had screensaver running on this one, but I must have bumped the table.
On the iMac?
There it goes.
Oh, there it goes.
There it goes.
All
Yeah.
right, yeah. Game of Life, a little app that Bill Atkinson brought to life on Macintosh. One of the few things that wasn't really productivity. I mean, he did, a handful of projects. This one isn't even official. Well, we'll get into all that, right?
Sure, yeah.
Later. We've got eBay finds and lots of news to catch up on. So let's get right to it. We'll be right back with eBay finds. Okay.
Or in this case...
that's right. It's not even eBay finds. That is right. Well, it is eBay finds to start. All right.
Right. There you go.
Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Time now for the eBay finds. Last episode, we had that plush vintage Apple rainbow logo rat. I guess it's a rat, right? The rat has a long tail. Is that the difference on first inspection, the length of the tail? They have a buy it now of $99.99, so it's still available. And then there was the Macintosh 2SI. This one's restored, recapped. It's got a SD-based SCSI HD in it. It's so clean, so beautiful. Tons of software, different operating systems. It's a really great example, and you can save yourself a lot of work. You buy it pre-made like this for $499.99. I think it's worth it for all that comes with it, all the time.
For all that comes with it, yeah.
Yeah, that's the buy it now. It's still available. All right, and then, that oddity, the Pioneer MPC LX100 multimedia personal computer. Wow, that was something else. Would love to mess around with this thing. still can. To buy it now is still there, $989.99. Or you can make an offer.
I'm hoping one of the YouTube our YouTube friends that likes
Yeah,
to look at odd hardware snaps that up.
yeah. Oh, so interesting. All right. All right, we're going to switch it up this week. I haven't done this in a while, but step away from eBay and go with another four-letter word. Etsy. Etsy. There's all kinds of cool stuff on Etsy. It's more craft-based, right? People making
Yeah.
things.
Hmm.
And, you just type Apple Macintosh, you get all kinds of cool little items for sale. The first one is Apple Macintosh keychain miniature of the legendary computer from the 80s. And let's see, does the description say anything? It just says a must-have keychain for any classy computer geek. If you're a true Apple fan, this is your keychain. What are the dimensions on this thing? You can tell it's obviously it's 3D printed.
Hmm. It's got to be pretty wee tiny. If you see the picture of where it's got the ring and the chain on it, yeah, if it's your
Oh
standard
yeah, if
ring
that's
for a
like
keychain,
you think that's like
it can't
one
be more
inch,
than like an inch across. Yeah,
right? Which means the whole keychain stands about
inch and a half,
what,
inch
inch
and
and a
three
half? Yeah,
quarters.
yeah. And you look at the resolution. There's the rough. They've got a video here of it turning around, and then they've cleaned it up here in these other images. But it cleaned up really nice. I mean, down to the little six-color Apple logo. Now, obviously, they printed and put a little
Hmm.
decal of the hello
Yeah,
written in Mac Paint on it. And
they
gosh,
got
it's
the
just a,
stickers on the back as well.
oh yeah,
Even the little ports are on the very bottom on the back.
right.
You zoom in
It's
there.
just adorable. The power switch
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Macintosh and just a level of detail here on something that is, again, the size of your like fingernail, a little bit bigger. Um, what do they want? $19.59. Not so bad. Yeah, I think a cool little item. All
I
right.
think it's pretty neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have. Well, there's only one left in stock, so better get
I'm
it.
sure they'll make more.
I'm sure they'll make some more. This is an Apple Macintosh Happy. It's the Happy Mac icon, 3D art. So we've got a nice 3D representation of the Happy Mac icon and a nice chunky black frame. Just very nice and kind of understated. It's got this one also has a video of the person cutting
Making
all
it.
the bits and pieces out and making it, which is again pretty cool that they're throwing in construction videos. Um, trying to get dimensions on this one too. And let's see. Well, just kind of going off of what they're holding and everything. I'm going to guess this frame is what maybe about a 6x8.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. So pretty cool. It does have some depth to it. So if you're looking at it from a 3/4 angle, you can see that it's got like multi layers making up the icon. Um, they want it's $60. Like I said, this is they got one left, but as you said, they'll be making more.
Yeah. I like it.
This
It's
is
got
by
like it's
Hopsick
got
Art.
like four layers. Like one is right on the back, and then
Hmm.
maybe two or three above it that are they're kind of hovering. So there's like a space in between. We don't see the
Yeah,
full construction, and it's all behind glass. So yeah, it just gives you this floating icon
absolutely.
off the mat. So pretty sweet. All right, and lastly, look at these Apple socks. I was wondering if these were inspired by some official socks sold by Apple at some point, but I couldn't find it in any kind of search I did. Simply brought up pictures of the iPod socks. Uh,
They're
so
missing a color on their logo.
they are they're they're missing. Well, or is it
They're
two? Are
missing
they blended
orange.
together somehow?
I don't know.
Let
It
me
looks
look
to
at
me
the.
like the
Let me
orange
try
is
to let me
gone.
try to zoom in. I think it's there.
You
I
do?
think they're just really close together.
No.
No, I think you're right there. I'm missing
Uh-uh.
your color. Oh well. Well, I guess you get the general idea. Well, they're only $8.59, so maybe you got to pay extra for the sixth color. So five color Apple logo.
So are these new
Uh,
then?
yeah, I think they're just
Only 10
made in the
left
spirit
and
of
3 in
yeah,
cards. Okay. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
still, that's pretty cool.
I could have,
Okay. Yeah. Sunny Socks Gifts. Okay. So
yeah,
this is what they do is
and it even says Apple
socks.
along the foot in green
Yeah.
letters, and they're kind of cute. But yeah, maybe some feedback to Sunny Sock's gift to fix up that logo a
Or
little
maybe
bit.
some
But
feedback.
yes, okay, all right. Well, all these items will probably be around. These aren't auctions, so we'll remind everybody of them next week just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. Do. Are you gonna pull up your screen first?
Yeah. 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 Sure
We'll
thing.
talk a little bit about it, I guess. So I can pull up this. Well, we'll just talk about it, and then you can pull up your screen. All right.
All right.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Game of Life, or otherwise known as Conway's Game of Life. The British mathematician John Horton Conway devised this in 1970, the same
Yeah.
year he
So
was
this
born.
is yeah, the Wikipedia page has got a ton of great information, doesn't it? About how when they were first playing with this, there was no computer involved. They were basically mapping out the rules by hand and coming up with very interesting permutations. Do you want to go through the rules of the how the cells live, or do you want me to do it?
Well, you could do it. Let's just. It's kind of hard to describe.
Okay,
I'm
all
trying.
right.
I'm trying to. I'm looking on
Well,
Wikipedia where the best short description of what this even is before you even say the rules. It's a zero player game. It's a simulation of sorts, right? And it's governed by rules, and it's really like if you want to think of like cells as they grow, and that's actually the rules describe them as cells. It's like again, it's life. It's cellular life at the lowest level,
yeah.
and
Think petri
expanding and
dish.
growing and dying or whatever. And Conway experimented a lot with different rules, and was able to find like this best set of rules that made all these magical things would then happen as a result. And when they started, yeah, they didn't do it in computers. They had like a game of Go, with just black
Yeah,
and
they would
white
use game boards.
stones. Yeah,
Yeah.
and of course that was arduous and moving, doing the moves and whatever. But eventually it got onto computers. So yeah, go ahead, read the rules.
Yeah. All right. So here's how all the cells how they live and die are governed. So any cell with fewer than two live neighbors dies, as if by underpopulation. Any live cell with two or three live neighbors lives on to the next generation. Any live cell with more than three live neighbors dies, as if by overpopulation, and any dead cell with exactly three live neighbors becomes a live cell, as if by reproduction. So that's it. That is the rules. So when you've got your starting array of cells, uh, basically it interprets what the next generation is going to be for everything all at once. It doesn't do it like by row or anything like that. It has to do the whole thing before it implements the next generation, or they call them ticks. So the next tick, and you'll see that in a lot of the versions that I've run across of Life, because you can find it you can buy brand new ones for Apple Silicon, for pretty much every computer. I remember writing one for the Apple II back
Oh,
in high
really?
school. Yeah.
Oh, was it like in
Um,
a magazine or something, or did you have to do it
no,
from
no,
scratch?
yeah, just from scratch. I mean, it's
Wow.
pretty simple, and I just
Yeah.
use text for that. I didn't
Oh,
even use
text
graphics.
graphics. Yeah.
Absolutely, right? No big deal.
Yeah. So like
Um,
here's one that's just running in the actual
yeah,
Wikipedia page is running. You can see how it kind of reached a more or less a steady state.
Yeah, so that's usually what ends up happening is
Yeah.
because there's several formations of
Mm-hmm.
cells that end up becoming stable, and so you'll see that a lot of times. But what's pretty cool and what is included in um, Bill Atkinson's version is they call them mutations. So
Mm-hmm.
it lets a few random things happen every now and then, and it kind of
Oh,
helps keep the game going.
keeps the
Uh,
yeah.
Another
So
nice thing about Bills is if it looks like the it's just repeating the same couple of screens over and over again, and it's become stagnant,
yeah.
it'll just restart the whole game.
Yeah.
So
I
and
see.
again, behind me, you can't really quite tell, but I do have it running on my SE behind me. But I've got it up here in Mini VMAC that we're going to bring up here in just a moment.
I see. Yeah. So you can see, like the one on the Wikipedia page has reached a steady state there, and it's got these
Hmm.
patterns. It's like there's the blinker up there. Um, it'll just run forever. All right.
Yeah, and it's
So,
amazing. They've got names for all these
yeah.
different things. But what's really great is you'll end up with formations that move on their own,
Uh-huh.
that send off gliders that will just go off at a 45-degree angle in a direction. It's crazy what they've done. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and we're going to bring up onto the stage.
All right.
All
So
right, so
you're running Mini VMAC, and there it is. Bill's Light. So Bill's Light, we should say, he wrote it
all
for
right, so
like the
that's
public domain.
yeah.
The
So
Apple
this
didn't
is
publish it,
actually
you're
running
saying.
in real speed right now. This is I've got to actually slow down to normal Mac plus speed, and you can still see it goes at a pretty good clip. And I do have my settings set up for no mutations, but it does the auto restart.
So leave it. So when it stops and then the screen fills,
Yeah,
that's when it restarted. So like right
that's when it
now it's
restarted.
reached
So you
like
see
a
right now it's like
yeah.
okay, so
Oh, and then it
it's gonna
just filled it up
restart.
again and
Hmm.
started running the
Yep.
generations. And
But if you want to just kind of keep it more organic, so to speak, if you throw on mutations,
yeah,
like I said, it'll kind of throw stuff out every now and then, and it just kind of keeps
yeah, and you can
the
see
undulation of the cells going.
those little formations, the
The
oscillators, the
gliders, and
spaceships
yeah.
moving around. It's very
So this one's still,
mesmerizing.
yeah.
I see why this would make a great screensaver.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what does your screensaver do? Does it just restart? Do you think?
So the screensaver, so the one here on the on my G3 throws in. You can tell it how many mutations you want. So every so many
Oh,
frames, you can have it throw in mutations. So you can see the one on the right's been running the entire time that we've been talking, and it's
mm-hmm,
still going.
mm-hmm,
The
mm-hmm.
one on over here right now has reached stasis, so I'm sure it'll reset itself shortly. It's really hard to see this one on the
Yeah.
screen, but
It's
yeah,
so funny how the shapes are very few. The oscillators still license spaceships. There's just a set number, and that's what happens. So you can, once you get familiar with these shapes, you can look for them. The
oh
loaf,
yeah,
for example, or
and
the
then,
beehive.
and so yeah, so some of the other versions of life that are included in the same disk as the Bill's version
Hmm.
will have things where it'll have a folder filled with those shapes that you can bring onto the stage, so to speak,
Hmm.
so you can study how they move or what have you.
Interesting.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So you can download. So that's is that the disc that's on at Macintosh Garden that
Yeah,
has all that?
there's a standalone with just Bills,
Hmm.
but there's also another
Oh,
one that's got four different versions of Life that run on the black and white Mac.
cool.
There we go, and I'm putting the link into the notes.
I for modern Macs, there's like a cross-platform called Golly, Golly.
Yeah, I tried to get that one to
It's
run, but and I did find an Apple Silicon one that seems to run better than Golly. Were you able to
oh
get Golly to go?
yeah, yeah. I was
Okay,
messing with it.
all right.
It's gosh, it's got so much going on with it, and of course it introduces color. So Pretty amazing. Well, and then this wind up being like kind of the forebear for things like fractals and things like that. All kinds of mathematical sorts of self-generating phenomenon. Hey, who knows? Maybe this gave birth to AI. I don't know. Maybe it all started here. All right. Well, yeah. To download Life, you can go into Macintosh Garden, and the screensaver, is that over there too?
The
Where'd you get
screensaver
that?
was that's actually an After Dark
Oh,
module.
sweet.
So I'm sure it's probably somewhere in one of
Something.
the sets over
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. We have a ton of news to go over. That's what happens when you're gone for a few weeks. Uh-huh. Okay, let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right, it's time for the news. Gosh, macOS 26, that's what we're calling it. 26, we jumped from, I don't remember what was the number, but now we're numbering by the calendar year. Just so we don't have to memorize. I mean, I stopped memorizing a long time ago, all the different names and when they came out, but it'll be a lot easier now. So the big news for us retro Mac fans is that macOS 26 will drop FireWire support. Oh my gosh. There goes FireWire. And with losing FireWire also goes target disk mode, right? That relied on FireWire.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Can you do that over some form of USB?
Well,
Is that a doable? Have you done
I
it?
think the doesn't the newer Lightning, can't you still do target disk mode? I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, probably. Probably
Yeah,
can.
it's just
I guess it just
yeah,
started with FireWire, though. I can remember the
right.
earliest days of using
Oh yeah, how
FireWire.
cool was that back in the
Oh,
day with
the
that? Yeah,
coolest. Yeah, it was
and
fast
of
enough
course
to
the
do
early
it.
iPods,
Right,
using
FireWire based.
FireWire.
Yeah, so we add this to the list of interfaces that both came in during our lives and left during our lives.
So it's kind of funny. I was literally in the process of transferring a VHS tape via FireWire to TieBook when my friend texted me the story about
Yes,
FireWire being.
so you had to
Uh,
hurry up.
yeah, any moment it was just going to evaporate.
Stop.
Well, it was pretty funny though. Just the timing of that was pretty
Uh-huh.
hilarious.
Um, Add to the list of retro-inspired Apple Watch charging stands. This one
Ah,
by Spigen resembles the Bondi Blue G3 iMac, and oh, this is very pretty. Now this, I don't. These are like CAD models. These are actually pictures. So I bet they'll look pretty close to what we're
are
looking
these the
here.
same people who did the kind of classic Mac one? Uh,
No, that was a logo.
oh, okay.
This
Oh, all right.
Spigen is the company that's they've been. I think they do. Yeah, they do the iMac inspired iPhone cases like this one
Oh,
in
wow.
Ruby. So now they're doing the watches and look at this thing with the two tone and the Bondi Blue translucent plastics on it, and
Looks
look at the
nice.
detail
Yeah.
behind. And you wouldn't even see this ordinarily because in here is where the little
Oh
charger
my
puck
gosh.
sits, but they have hello in
Wow.
cursive kind of stuck in there just because why not?
Yeah, why not?
The little speakers and then the CD drive.
Huh.
Yeah, very very
That's
cool.
next level right there. Yeah.
Oh, I lost it. I'm gonna pull it back up. I wanted to see. Oh, here we go. Okay, press the right button. Um, so far,
Oh, it
even though
also
the
has
pictures are in,
graphite. I
yeah, they
see.
only offer it in graphite right now. Although it looks like in the future they're gonna have all these four colors,
Oh yeah.
right? Graphite,
Ruby
ruby, like my
looks like
phone,
tangerine. Hmm.
Bondi blue, and yeah, tangerine. So collect them all. Yeah, it's got a little cable management. So that'll be $34.99. But right now you can only buy the graphite.
Pretty
Okay.
impressive.
This was posted over on Reddit. This is a hobbyist little mini Mac. And this looks like an SE30, tiny little thing with a little screen. That is small, right? It's about, it's not much bigger than that keychain we were looking at moments ago. They followed this instructions, making a small Mac from a Raspberry Pi 3. And it just walks you through. So it's a 3.5-inch display.
Mm-hmm.
So 40% the size of the original Mac. So another walkthrough of how to make a tiny little Mac.
Yeah, and again, they've got all the STL files are available right there on their
Yeah, and you can do
on the page. Mm-hmm.
you can do the Plus, SE, SE30, or Classic. They have all
Very
four
nice.
front bezels. Yeah, you can see the step by step. So just such a fun little project if you got a 3D printer. And you don't need a very big 3D printer now, do you? No. All right. Speaking of 3D printers, if you're going to print something that's a classic Mac, you want to use the right color. Now, what have you been doing? You've been painting, right, to get the color? Is that how you've been doing it?
I've got a beige that was close enough for me.
Close enough, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is
but Joe of Joe's Computer Museum, Joe Strauss-Snyder, was not happy with close enough, so he sent what's the name of the company? They mentioned the
yeah.
Anyways, so he sent the company I guess a speaker from the inside of one of his computers,
So it
and said,
faded.
"Hey, match this color."
This.
So he paid to have a color match done, and he said that the only thing he requested is that they make the filament available for other people to buy.
Polar filament.
Polar filament, yeah. So the rolls are only about $21-22. So it's your pretty much the price you pay for filament anyway, give or take $1 or $2.
Mm-hmm.
And it will give you a color matched platinum finish.
No painting required. Yeah, $900 he paid to have that color match and mix or whatever they need to do, and offer that up as a color.
Joe doesn't mess around.
No, he does not. And thanks to him and his upfront investment, we can now all get this. It's called Retro Platinum. That's what it's called. Polar Filament is the company. And there's an example right there of the SE Mini. We talked about this particular model way back, a way of making a desktop version, a monitorless or a headless version of an SE. I guess I didn't realize at the time that it was with Joe's custom to order filament. Very neat. All right, moving along. Oh, another Macintosh emulator in software. We were talking the other day, you and I, we were talking about, what the future might hold for Mini VMac, given that.
I mean, the site's still up there. You can still use it for, but who knows how long that website's going to be up, or how, the amazingly awesome front end that he set up where you could pick and choose what elements you wanted, and it would custom run the software for you to give you exactly what you wanted for your features.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one, did you mess around at all with it?
I got it to I just got started with it. I found this just like shortly before the podcast.
Oh, okay.
So I was able to get it to accept my SE ROM.
Yeah.
I hadn't gotten as far as getting a disk booting yet. So
that's about where I got to. It wasn't.
And this is definitely a work in progress. So it's everything right now is Currently, only bleeding edge builds are available. These get generated automatically as work progresses on the emulator. So, Snow is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux Ubuntu. So, ARM and Intel versions of Ubuntu.
Mm-hmm.
So it is an ongoing project, but good on somebody to kind of take
Yeah.
up and keep the fun going for
It's
everyone.
like Thomas W. is behind all this. So neat. We'll have to follow this along and maybe talk to the person behind this at some point.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Lots of cool retro news. And I guess was that it? I think we had. I don't think we had.
I believe that was it.
No, that's for later. All right. Cool. Da, da, da. Boy, everybody in the chat. They're just sitting there. No chatter. I don't know if everybody fell asleep already or.
Yeah,
Are these things on?
Do you remember he's
testing.
the one that has that great Apple II emulator built into the browser?
Oh, well, right, is awake. We didn't even know he was there. And yet there he is. Oh, see, I knew it. People are sleeping. Oh, well, it happens. All right.
But I told you we should not be doing an ASMR podcast.
All right, let's wrap this up. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're at the end of another episode of the RetroMacCast. The good bet is that we will be back next week, I think, right?
Yep.
At least I'm good.
Yep.
I did add another computer to my inventory. Checked it out before the show. My Quadra 800, so we're going back to 1993 is when this thing came out. And who knows, what state it's, because it probably hadn't been turned on in 15 years or something like that.
Is this the one I saw where you'd taken it all apart?
Yeah.
And none of the plastic snapped on you?
No, it's in great
amazed.
shape. It's in beautiful shape.
Because you took the front bezels and everything off too, didn't you?
I did not. I
Okay.
just slid the whole thing off,
Okay.
the whole outer shell.
Good. Okay.
But miracles of miracles, hit the keyboard power button and got a perfect chime. Hard drive fired right up, booted right into 8.1.
Hey.
Everything just smooth sailing all the way. Not much on it. I must have done a fresh install on this at some point. So just your standard things. There is a solitaire sampler on there, so I played a little bit of that. Hardware-wise, it's pretty stock. It's got the original 33 megahertz 68030, and it's got 32 megs of RAM. Floppy drive, no other. You see, there's 2 extra bays. There's nothing else in it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a slotted video card, so it's got onboard video. But then there was this other video card, which I haven't checked out exactly what it is.
All right.
And one of these things that spans the whole case, so I could go multiple monitors on this.
Is it still a Mac monitor connection on that, or is okay?
Yep. Still the Apple video connector. Yeah, so I'm really happy that this one had not, decided to die.
Succumb to the battery bomb or
whatever.
Anything.
Yeah. So the count, we're up to 14 mechs looked at, 10 good, 4 bad. So far so good.
Could be way worse. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it'll get worse once I start going, older than this one and older.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? We good?
No. We're good.
right.
I am good for next week. If you're good for next week,
I'm good for next week. Thanks everybody for
All
joining
right.
us. Remember, you can join us. Well, I was going to say each week, but on weeks we are around and decide to podcast Mondays at 7 p.m. Central on the YouTube. And we'll be back next week. Remember, it's not old.
it's retro.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.